Good day, collective. How y'all doing? I am fantastic and like super, super, super on the chill side of everything, y'all. For real. I celebrated my birthday last week. I'm off this week for most of it, and I am just breathing, enjoying life. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Today's word is I am not bound. I am finally learning, y'all, the words to say on these social media platforms and the ones to not, the ones that are going to get me, shadow banned and such. So for this word, we'll say slay, not the actual word, but I'm not, y'all. I refuse. I refuse in the present, past, and future to be a slave. Do you understand? Like, most of the time when people think about a lack of liberty or, being in bondage or being controlled, being restricted, they think of physical slay. They think of being bound in the physical, which is absolutely terrible. I'm a African American, and my family, of course, has a history of being slaves. I come from the King family, literally was as named. But slay can happen in any manner. Like, I think what is most dangerous is, like, you can talk about incarceration, for example, which I am an advocate to help people that have been impacted, because I believe it's the new exploitation of physically using criminality or justifying it to use, exploit, and deprive people of their physical freedom. And poverty is a proximity for criminality, is it not? And then we talk about how it is the most dangerous is when you are captive and you don't know it. And I would say that is the majority of us today, y'all. There are so many different layers of captivity that have been stacked on top of us. Many of them we'll never know, y'all, or we will, because it's the ascension time. And one of my jobs is going to be to expose those things. Food is definitely one. I am not a slave to processed sugar, y'all. I literally told myself that today. I was my birthday. They got me a whole bunch of candy. Heard about the candy recall. And look. And I'm like, yo, I'm being a slave to that. I'm not a slave to processed food, including processed meat. I don't need it. I could choose to have it. There are other healthier alternative options. Making sure that my fish are wild caught. Making sure that any kind of meat that I eat is grass fed, or just keeping it to the fish and going plant-based, but not processed plant-based. I'm not a slave to this food. I'm not slave to the programming that they're trying to install in our lives, and have been for quite a while, whether it's on the news or in the music or the shows or anything, politics, any of that programming where it's, they're trying to induce fear, keep you distracted, keep you low frequency, low vibration. Jerry Springer, all of that. See, Wilk, all of that is programming. And now the programming looks different today. There's a lot of females that they've pulled into it, but it's still programming nonetheless. I will not be a slave to programming. I will not be a slave to demonics coming in. And because the thing is, as a chosen one, it's well known that I can't be touched by any kind of negative forces. But you know what they certainly can do? They can make me doubt myself and be my own enemy, and they can use the people that I love and I'm closest to come in on me, to make me doubt myself. And that is how it works. So I will not be a slave to, negative people, places, and things that are trying to enter my life and trying to keep me at a lower frequency. If it is not vibing on the same frequency, I'm going to release it. No matter how painful it is and no matter how much I want it, I have to release it to go with the flow. I will not be a slave to my own limiting beliefs, because I believe addressing our own trauma, addressing our own habits and our own programming from very young, we have to do that, including our insecurities. Otherwise, it'll be our biggest impediment in terms of how are we slaves? Well, most of the time it's our own ego. It's within us. We put a bird cage on ourselves and we limit our potential. We see, okay, well, I feel comfortable with this. This is all I know, and so I'm going to stay right here, and I'm not going to change anything about me because it's scary, or I'm not going to change anything over here because I don't know how people react, and I don't know who I'll lose, and I don't know. The only thing that matters at this moment, in this time, is now. Time is meaningless. Who are you being right now? What decisions do you want to make? What life do you want to live? Those are your parameters. Those are your limitations. And if you are in a situation where you do not have any kind of control over someone else, not yourself, you are a sovereign being. You control your own reality. You control yourself. You control what orbits around you. Then you have to release yourself from being a slave to fear. You have to really surrender to God. You really have to trust God, that God, no matter what, including to our children, and y'all, this is hard because I struggle. I got 2 teenagers. We have to trust that God has it handled for all of us, and that whatever happens will be for the greater good, for the highest purpose, even though it will be things that we would never want to happen to people in our lives, and we certainly don't want to see them hurt. Ever. Right? And this is including for ourselves as well. We can become enslaved to our fear, where we don't do the right thing because we fear what will happen if we do the right thing. We don't see how, even if it's initially bad up front, that it could then be the answer. God's answer doesn't look like our answers most of the time. I will not be a slave to inclusion, to wanting to be like everyone else, to wanting to fit in. I am so unique, and I am embracing everything about myself, including that I don't really fit in. And do I really want to fit in, y'all? Do I really want to fit in? I know designer clothes and all of that, and if I got it and I want to wear it, then I'll wear it. But if I don't want to, I'm going to wear this raggedy sweater just like how I feel, because I choose to feel that way, because I'm not trying to impress anyone else, because I live for myself. I live for myself in this moment. And if I feel like I need to change my sweater, I will, but I'm not going to be a slave to what society tells me I should be, nor am I going to be a slave to the opinions of other people and how they feel about my life and what I should be doing, because I'm living my life and I'm choosing my storyline and I'm impacting my family's future. They not. So I won't be surrendered to other people's opinions or decisions or looks on my life. I'm going to choose to be my own person. And I'm no longer going to be a slave and allow my life to be created, controlled, confined by the powers that be on this dark matrix. I am not a slave to this dark matrix. I am very much awake. Very, very awake, very aware. And not really focused on the dark matrix, by the way. I won't be a slave to where it will, permeate my memories, my thoughts, its significance. I am here, and so it's relevant. But my focus is on God. My focus is on creation. My focus is on the new world and the new people and the new norms and the new principles and the new love. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother.